Dear Diary, the planes, the robos are circling overhead. I don't know what they're looking for, but I heard shots of fire, people running on the streets, the drones telling everyone to get in their house, stay back in the house, being in curfew. Something went down. I keep thinking if they caught Jyman, if Jyman went to District 11 to find out what they're up to, maybe he ran off. Maybe this time that we're really going to get Jyman. Jyman thinks he's invincible, but I told him they have trackers. Helicopters. All night long. It's dark. I haven't heard from Jyman or Jaffa. But he left me this disc. He told me that I need to hide it and not let anyone see it. It's what they're up to over there at District 11. And my brother John. My brother John, the politician, is involved. He's involved in trying to exterminate people. We're human beings. I know the planet is dying. The sun's fading. But we're humans. We have a right to live. You can't just decide to hit a button or spray us or give us some kind of disease. What kind of people are these that run the world that they could just decide to get rid of a human? There goes another RoboCop. Oh, shooting. Sounds like they arrested someone. We have to stay in for curfew. It's a long, hard night. It's cold in my apartment. I haven't had heat in weeks. My candles are running low. Singing Joe brought me a couple of candles that he found in the trash can. He always has a supply. But tonight, Singing Joe told me to come to a meeting. He said they have undergrounds. I suspect it's not just really an underground, but he said that they have music and dancing, and that the underground is where you get the food and you get your supplies. You can get medical supplies, bandages, alcohol, Clorox, even toilet paper. Desperately need clean water and an air breather. I have to risk it. I have to go tonight. I've never been to an underground club. I've just recently turned 21 and I never really got to go to a club. I never got to go dancing. So tonight, the underground club. A lot of people say it's very dangerous down there. People have knives and some girls don't return. A lot of girls there are prostitutes and they will do anything for money. We'll all do anything for food. We're all working for food. There's some people outside my window. And you never know if someone's going to break in and try to rob you. And there's so many dilapidated buildings around me. There's squatters all around me. The rats are just running all through the city. So I decided to put on my best underground club clothes. But this was a different kind of thing. Jyman would be here any second. But with the helicopters overhead and the RoboCops and the drones, how's he going to do it? How are we going to go there? He said he knows a way and he knows when he knows exactly when the route of the drones and the cops. So he said he's been tracking them every day. He knows it like clockwork. So Jyman was at my door. I put on my best black top and black pants and grabbed a jacket because it's cold. Come with me, Jyman said. Jyman and Singing Joe. So Jyman and Singing Joe led me. And we walked and walked and walked. We went in through this old dilapidated building, went through an old fence, and then we went through abandoned parking structure. Next to the abandoned parking structure, there was like a little hole in the fence, and then there was this building. It was camouflage. We kept walking and walking, and then we went through a door, and we walked down the stairs into some kind of cellar and basement. Long basement. It was dark. And then up ahead, I heard music pumping. Music I haven't heard in so long. Dancing music. Sound of voices, people. Lots of guys walking by in black coats and black jackets and everyone. There was all kind of young people here. There was men and women, people with tattoos, people with blonde hair, people with mohawks, people with colored hair, but everyone seen one thing we all had in common. We looked like street urchins. We looked like we came from the sewer. We were all skinny and pale. And I saw a lot of people with masks. The masks must be up here. They must have the breathing mask. Singing Joe told me to be quiet and just follow him. And Jyman was at my side, like he's my bodyguard. The helicopters were circling up ahead, and the spotlights were around. We had to duck. Halt! Who goes there? Halt! Who goes there? The lights were circling. Shh! We had to be really, really quiet. We couldn't move. That's why we had to wear black. We might have been spotted, but Singing Joe wasn't worried. The helicopter circled around, spotlight, searching to see if we see anyone. And then someone started running. A guy started running. And then there was gunshots. I don't know what happened to him, but if you break curfew, they'll just shoot you. They'll just shoot you. Our district is meaningless. District 42, we have no rights here. They could just take you out like that, and no one would care. So Jyman told me to be quiet. And Singing Joe said, be quiet. And then we continued, and then we walked. And then I heard the music. There was a big, plush, thick carpet. It was so thick and soft, and there was loud music and disco balls. There was dancing girls in scantily clad clothing. Wow, so many outfits. I haven't seen an outfit like that. Girls were dancing and grinding on poles. There was guys and girls. It looked like it was like guys with girls and guys on guys, and like people were having a good time, and people had drinks. There was drinks. There was bartender and waiters, and everyone was dressed in really amazing clothes, showing off their body. The girls had the best, beautiful figures I've ever seen. They had bra tops and real short skirts, and the bartenders had no shirt and just full of muscles. Everyone here was in shape, and they looked fit, and they looked like they'd eaten. Everyone was eating here. They were ordering from waiters. There was food. I was so hungry. My stomach was grumbling. Singing Joe said he would get me some food. Jyman wanted to get a drink. Jyman ordered a drink from the waitress. And he said, do you want anything? I was scared if I drank, I would faint or have a buzz because I haven't drank in so long. I was too weak. And Singing Joe says, don't give her anything to drink. She's too weak. She needs to keep up her strength. So I just got water, mineral water. And then there was the mask. Singing Joe was talking to some guy, some underground guy that looked like he dealt in black goods. I was so excited that I'd finally get a breathing mask. My breathing has been so bad. Everyone's breathing. The lungs just can't take it. They're probably full of just black soot. So Singing Joe ordered a couple of the breathing masks, and he also heard him order food. So we sat down at a table, and the girls were dancing on the stage, and people walking around in beautiful clothes and lots of black clothing, and people were dancing. And in one room, I saw people walking back. That was the room where I know things are going on. I know girls are trading favors. And someone approached Singing Joe and asked if I was available. He said, no, she's not. So I know they tried to solicit me for some services, but I was protected by Singing Joe, because Singing Joe in the underground world, he was the man. He was calling the shots. Who knew that the Singing Joe, my homeless friend, was actually one of the biggest guys in the underground scene in District 42. He was like mafia head boss or something. I don't even know, but everyone respected him, and the waiters and the waitresses all seemed to follow his orders. And Jyman was enjoying his drink. He ordered a Jack Daniels and Coke, and I just enjoyed my mineral water. I haven't had good clean water. It was filtered. There was nothing black in it. It was pure white water. My throat was so parched, and the water just went down, and it felt so good. My lungs received this water. Where'd they get this water? And then that's when Singing Joe told me all the things that Jyman had found out. And I'm like, where's Jaffa? They said he's coming, and Jaffa walked up. We had a little meeting with Singing Joe, Jaffa, and Jyman. Oh, Jyman, I'm so glad that Jaffa and you are back. I saw the spotlights, and I wasn't sure if it got one of my friends. I'd be so alone. I don't know anyone except for these people. And Eric, who's been really quiet the last few days, I brought him like my watered down chicken soup recipe, and he's been eating that. I wouldn't have had that chicken soup broth if it wasn't for Singing Joe. So Singing Joe is my family. And they said, we had a meeting. Since my brother John is a politician in District 11, he's a very powerful man. And they asked me if I remembered the house and the layout, and if there was any bunkers. And I said, yeah, I remember a bunker. And they said, you know the codes? And I go, one time he showed me a code, but I can't remember. So Jaffa said that Jyman would have to hypnotize me to get me to remember the code. So I would have to be hypnotized to give him the code, and I would have to tell him exactly the layout, because my brother John was working with the mayor and the governor and the politicians and those heads of states that wanted to get rid of the districts and trade us so they could get land where the sun is, so they could survive. And there was also something that Jyman found out. There was somebody or something. There was some kind of ship that was watching, and they were very worried about the ship. And they weren't sure if the ship was friendly alien or unfriendly alien. And I was thinking, well, maybe they want to see what's happened to our planet since the sun's fading. Maybe they're here or hope to take us to their planet. Maybe the spaceship is here to help us. And Jyman told me that they were thinking that they would have to shoot the alien ship because they don't know if it's safe. So here we are with a world that's destroying, and we have like an alien spaceship. I knew I saw it outside of my window. I knew it. So we discussed plans to break into District 11, and I have to break into my brother John's mansion and get in there and find out all the information and see what they were doing and when they were planning on attacking this ship. Because if they attacked the ship, then we would all be attacked. Maybe there was other ships. Who knows if it was friendly. So I enjoyed my drink. Jyman and Jaffa ordered their drinks. Singing Joe got us our mask. And then he ordered food. We had chicken. It was the best chicken I've ever had. There was mashed potatoes. And there was corn. And there was green beans and broccoli. And there was cheese. I haven't had cheese in so long. Oh, it was the best brie cheese I've ever had. I remember the days when I was scared to eat cheese. Everyone was scared to eat cheese because it's like, oh, cheese is fattening. Right now, the cheese was so delicious. The waiters come by lots of times refilling the drinks. And I listened to Singing Joe was talking to Jyman and Jaffa. And then some guy tried to grab me and bring me into a room. And then when Singing Joe went up to the bar, Singing Joe says, you put that girl down. You leave her. She's with me. No one touches her. And then I knew Singing Joe was my protector. I would do anything he'd say. They wanted to trade me right then and there for sex. And I was saved again, not once, but twice by Singing Joe. So here I am in an underground world, my first time. Girls and guys grinding on each other, orgies, all kind of things going on here. We walked by some cave. There was a girl whipping a guy. He was on all fours and saying, "Mama, mama." There was a girl in a red rubber outfit and with a whip. There was all kind of rubber latex outfits on these people. I've never seen a dungeon like that. I've never seen sexual acts like that. There was groans and moans, and it seemed like the people were being tortured, but they wanted to be there. And Singing Joe said, just don't mind it. Just don't mind it. This is the underground world. This is how people relieve their stress. They've got to keep it together. This is what they do. Everyone trades something for something. And one day I'm going to ask something from you. And then Jyman and Jaffa said it was time for us to leave, and Singing Joe said he was going to stay. So Jaffa and Jyman took me back home, and we went through the upstairs and back through the alley and through the dilapidated garage. Went back home, and I had my mask, and I had food, and I had water, and I would go check on George, and I would check on Eric. And I said goodnight to Jaffa and Jyman. And Jyman told me it was really important that he hypnotize me and get the code to the bunker. He says one day we're going to have to use that bunker. And one day would be me against my family. And he says I would have to choose the right family to be with. My family abandoned me. My new family, Singing Joe and Jaffa and Jyman. I told him I would do it. I would tell him the layout of my brother's house, and I would remember the code. So they came into my apartment, and Jyman put me under hypnosis. I told him the room layout of the mansion and the wings, and then my brother's study, and the library, and his desk, and his computer. I told him where his bedroom was. He knew where every toilet in the house was, the kitchen, the laundry room, the codes to the place. My brother had so many codes going in and out of this place. And Jaffa hypnotized me. And I remembered the code. I couldn't believe that he got the code out of me because I don't even remember it. He says, hypnotizing, the things you remember when you're under hypnosis. So he said, make sure I keep that disc safe. And so they said goodnight. And then I put my food away in the refrigerator. And then I had a little piece of cheese. And I shared it with my cat, Muffins, who was waiting for me to come home. I gave her a little of the water. And then I went to bed, wondering about that ship out there and what was going on. Night, Diary.